Hello everyone and welcome back to Sinar Sports Matters podcast, and this is Euros edition. My name is Ashin. I'm going to be today's host, and today I'm going to welcome two panelists who are very familiar with top shows and post-match analysts, and they are Amin Fuad and Myra.
Hello.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Hello.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we are here in last 4 Euro, and we have England, Netherlands,
Spain. Yeah.
Spain. Yeah. So did you guys expect them to be the last pro team?
I mean, I generally expected Spain and France to be there just because Spain has been the most entertaining team throughout the tournament.
Okay.
And then France basically just by football heritage and tradition and pedigree. But I think the biggest surprise would probably be Netherlands for me in the final four.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I think for the past few years, I think Netherlands it's the surprise package because amongst all four teams, in terms of performance and style of play and everything. Yeah.
Tapi Netherlands ni they have their own pedigree. They produce some kind of players, sexy footballers they call it.
Yeah.
Frank Rijkaard and so on.
Yeah.
But it has the era now. The current modern football is an era that finally we are no more producing that kind of players, but we are producing pragmatic football. Get the results for the tournament's sake.
I think in terms of, I think they have some good individuals in defense, such as Nathan Ake, Van Dijk, but they have not always been a team that wants to defend. And even under Ronald Koeman, I think they like to attack. They like to play nice football. I mean, even if they don't have some of the players in the past, such as like Robin van Persie, Arjen Robben, but we have to remember this is the first semi-final in Euros since 2004.
Yep.
Can you imagine with the Van Persie, with Van der Vaart, with Schneider, they haven't reached semi-finals in Euros for a long time. So I think this says a lot. I mean, yeah, you can play nice football, but at the same time, pretty much getting a result is what Koeman wants. Yeah.
I agree with Amin. If you look at Spain, France, and then Netherlands as well, like I think Netherlands is probably the weakest defensively for me out of all the four.
Yeah.
Just because of, I don't think they're too aggressive in attack, but I think they're also quite adventurous, more adventurous than France are, Spain, England. But again, like we are so far from the Johan Cruyff days. Because like if you see the three managers, except for Luis de la Fuente for Spain, you see Koeman, you see Deschamps, you see Southgate. They're all kind of like pragmatic in a sense that they're like defense first, and then like attack. Maybe we'll let the players sort it out. Yeah.
I like the fact that you concluded your statement with pragmatism.
Yeah.
I remember I asked that also wearing the jersey, yes. This manager, Gareth Southgate, when a group of reporters asked him, that there's a lot of under pressure, because they have finally the golden generation.
Yeah.
Maybe 2018 was also golden generation. We had Owen days, Beckham days, why he's not producing the sexy football that England fans want. But they did produce during qualifiers here and there. But that is testing period.
Against the smaller teams, I would say, against the lesser teams.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when reporters asked that, and he said, pragmatism wins the tournament. And some agreed with his answer. Some may not agree with that.
Yeah.
So maybe we can dive into that. So what do you think is wrong or right with England so far? Maybe Amin.
Okay. I mean, for Southgate, I think a lot of the fans, England fans, English fans, they watches club football. They supported their club football in Premier League. So a lot of them expected more from the individuals, that because club level, these players, they are performing really, really well, such as, Saka, Foden, Cole Palmer, or even Harry Kane at club level and everything else. But when it comes to the national team, it felt like Southgate couldn't get the team gel together, or is it Southgate didn't want to get a style of play that he would be more adventurous to go forward, a little bit more like, I would say, passive.
Passive.
Very, very passive. Didn't want to commit people forward, players forward. So you could see in England play, the pace are quite slow
Yeah.
in terms of getting. Yeah, they are holding the ball and passing the ball around, but they couldn't penetrate.
Cautious approach.
Very cautious approach. Yeah.
yeah.
So I think these fans, they are expecting more because they have seen with other managers in club level, they could produce more. So I think that's why the expectation is there to actually play entertaining football while winning games as well. So that's why I think Southgate is getting all the criticism right now.
Has there always been a problem with England managers and England international squad itself? Managing those players is the main KPI.
Yeah.
Like Amin said just now, they are coming from different background. One is playing for Pep's City.
Yeah.
One is playing for Pochettino is gone. Poch Chelsea. They are playing for Arteta, the mini Pep. So when they come to England, they are expected to produce more.
Yeah.
More than what they're doing right now. So has this always been the problem, managing those players?
I mean, if you like look at England historically under like Sven, under Capello, under Roy Hodgson, they've always been kind of like passive. I mean, there hasn't been like a lot of joy coming out of England.
Yeah.
Even with all the players, like even like with Lampard and Gerrard and everything. I think that you brought up a really good point in the sense that you can't really install like a very adventurous style of play in tournament football. So I think kind of like have to recalibrate our expectations because like they play in different systems, right? With like, more some play in more possession-based systems, one with
Counter-attacking.
counter-attacking football.
Yeah.
So I think he's trying to get the balance. But I also look at, Julian Nagelsmann for Germany, who can kind of like come into the German team, completely change their style of play, and like they're so fluid now, and they're like probably the most fluid German team we've seen in like.
But they will also expose at the back sometimes. Yeah, Germany. So it's not all, that's why Southgate probably choose the approach. Yeah. Yeah.
I have my point. They have Kai Havertz in front of the goal. And that guy, my God. Okay. He misses chance like nobody's business. I remember Germany versus Spain. I clearly told the football observers before this in this show that he missing a lot of chances is actually could bite back.
It's nothing new with Kai Havertz, I think.
As a Chelsea fan with Kai Havertz PTSD, so I mean, this is pretty normal.
Yeah, it's pretty normal. It's not new. It's not new. Yeah, it's not new, I think. Yeah.
So, back to England. There's also talk about Harry Kane.
Yeah.
He scored, I think once recently, right? He scored one goal.
I think he scored 2 goals, I think. He scored 2 goals. Yeah.
Is he the new Ronaldo for England? Is he slowing down the game? Is he isolated?
It's so strange seeing him in this tournament actually because you see his average position throughout the tournament in all the games.
Okay.
There were sometimes like he was playing as deep as like a number 6, deep in his own half and like trying to kind of like, I don't know, intercept or trying to like get the ball or get service. And then that leaves England like completely empty at the front. And I don't know if that's like a Harry Kane.
Or is it instruction? Yeah, instruction for Southgate, yeah. I'm not too sure. I think I heard that he's not fully fit for England. He has some problems with his... Yes, but again, how can you drop... I mean, as a manager, as Southgate, how can you drop Harry Kane? I mean, yes, you have Ollie Watkins, you have Ivan Toney, but you have a big call if you want to drop Harry Kane.
I 100% don't agree if they want to drop Harry Kane. I think even like a half-fit Harry Kane can do more than like a fit Ronaldo right now for England.
I think definitely not Cristiano Ronaldo just yet. Right?
We'll come to that later. But moving on, still England, okay? Bench blues. What's happening with the bench? Okay, I'm not an England fan, but as a neutral, whenever I read articles on, tactical discussions on the athletic and so on, so they'll have this formation, the main lineup of Southgate, and then they'll give you the bench. To be honest, I myself find it hard to slot these players in the lineup. Because so far, they are not producing a tiki-taka or Spain kind of football or what. But this has been working so far. So now, today's semi-final, if someone asks me, okay, use the bench. Okay, Palmer, where do I slot him in? Even I find it hard. And I think as an England fan, I'm not sure whether a fan can really suggest to Southgate. It's very easy to say. Is Southgate struggling with that? The bench is too good, or
I think I struggle with if the first 11 players don't perform.
Okay.
So Southgate, I think he's more like he's not proactive. He's more like a reactive kind of
he just waits?
coach. He will wait something to happen. Like just remember the last game when before Saka scored, he brought on 3 players.
Yes,
I
yes,
think.
Palmer and
So because he was probably desperate at the
Yes,
time,
yes.
he wasn't thinking. He didn't want to change earlier than that because he was, I don't know, waiting for probably Saka, Kane to do something after they were 1-0 trailing. Then only he would want to bring all these players in. So yeah, I think he's kind of a reactive kind of manager. Yeah.
It works. Reactive managers.
I don't agree with that so much. No.
Funny because you said that, and then like it's so true because it has been reactive throughout the whole
Tournament. Yeah.
But also
How
sometimes,
long?
like, well, ever since the first game, I feel like, when he made a mistake, I wouldn't say it was a mistake. It was probably like an imbalance.
Yeah.
Put in Trent, and then he decided that it's not going to work, and he put in like
Conor Gallagher. Yeah.
which was, I think, not the right
That is
decision.
not
He
reactive.
went
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a deep passer to a short passer with
Yeah.
energy, and that's completely, again, it tilted the team off balance. And then I think versus he made some better decisions versus Slovenia and Slovakia. I think again being reactive.
Again. Yeah. Yeah.
Brought in like players like Eze and Palmer for directness, and also Ivan Toney, and again Shaw in the last game. I think he has to like see the game and feel the game only after something has happened. Like if you look at like Deschamps or like Ronald Koeman,
Even Nagelsmann as well.
Nagelsmann,
Yeah.
they are more brave in their choices in the sense that
Yeah.
if something's not working at halftime, they change it.
Correct.
And then the changes are
Yeah.
perfect, or at least like works.
But what message are you sending to the players? I mean, the bench players. That's the thing. Because if Kane is not performing throughout the game, I know it's Harry Kane, but you have Ollie Watkins,
Yeah, you have
have Anthony Gordon.
so far. What
Yeah.
I watched from Ivan Toney,
Yeah.
I liked him.
Yeah.
He's a
Mm.
Drogba kind of.
Correct.
Yeah. He's
I don't mind Foden starting, but if Foden is not performing, you have Anthony Gordon, you have Cole Palmer, who's been your best English player in the league. Yeah. Myra can because he's a Chelsea fan. Yeah. So
The host today is also a Chelsea fan.
okay. So yeah. So yeah, you have all these players: Anthony Gordon, Cole Palmer, Eze. You have Jared Bowen.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So if I'm the player, if I'm Ollie Watkins or Ivan Toney, if Harry Kane is not performing, I will feel that feel let down a little bit
Yeah.
by your own your own manager. So
I think that happened in Portugal a bit recently.
yeah.
Bruno Fernandes tak sabar nak ambil free kick. Ronaldo is going to take it, but Bruno Fernandes just went ahead and kicked the free kick.
And whack.
Ronaldo would have done the same. Done what? So yeah, against Netherlands, what do you think would be the outcome? Because some of the observers and fans are saying it is going to be a 50-50 match where both are going to produce cautious approach. One will be waiting who is going to make the mistake. So that will go on until 80th minute. And if nothing happens, that's it. Extra time and so on. But how about you?
I think Netherlands would be slightly adventurous compared to England. I think England will be England. They will just wait. I think probably Netherlands would hold some possession. But again, Netherlands with Depay up front, I don't think they have enough quality to score sometimes. I think Netherlands depend on Cody Gakpo.
Yeah.
Cody Gakpo as a attacker. He's the main man. So because I always see where whenever Depay doesn't work, Koeman will bring in Weghorst. So Weghorst will cause some chaos or distraction. The last 20-30 minutes. That's where because he's not fast.
Yeah.
He can hold the ball, but he cannot play behind the defender. So I think that it would be kind of the same strategy, I think, against England. Yeah.
So you believe Netherlands has the upper hand.
It-
A bit lah.
And in terms of attacking, I think they will attack more. But in terms of the balance of the game, I think it's 50-50 lah.
Do you think Luke Shaw going to start to finally end the debate of left back in England?
Oh, I don't know actually, because he's only like kind of
Half, yeah.
about 40 minutes the last game. But of course, England look so much better with Luke Shaw because
Yeah.
it's like a natural balance on the
Yeah.
end. But to have him start, I don't think Southgate is. We know Southgate. He won't take risks.
Yeah, you won't think it's like it will be the same.
Go by the
first 11. Yeah, it will be
He's
same.
fit
Yeah.
I think that was a really good formation actually because like I think the thing I like the most about the switch to 3-5-2 is you kind of finally see Bellingham and Foden not kind of tripping in each other's zone. Because before this you have like Bellingham playing central and then Foden from the left cutting inside. So they're kind of like congested in the middle and like it's too much. But like now in the previous game, I thought like they switched sides and they both were playing central with like some natural width. England looked kind of better going forward.
And it helps Saka as well when you have Foden in the middle actually. When Bellingham comes in,
Yeah.
you can have a little bit of overload on the right and it helps Saka as well. So, yeah.
Okay. We have to move on to France and Spain. But still, I want to stick with England. One last question.
It's the shirt.
Yeah, it's a shirt, guys. Do you think Southgate ni dia kena dapat respect sikit sebab too much criticism? Yeah, we spoke about pragmatism just now. But end of the day, I think in 36 years, he is the first manager to bring England out of knockout. And you saw last World Cup, last Euro. But still, yes, that's a stroke of luck here and there. Tapi, do you think Southgate deserves some sort of respect from the fans and the media?
I think I do think he deserves respect and credit just because he's in the last 8 years he's brought them to 2 semi-finals and 1 final, and that one he lost through penalties. Right?
Yeah.
So I think again I think people talk bad about Southgate in the sense that it's a bit hypocritical for me because like you see Deschamps, you see like managers like Ronald Koeman also play in the same way. Like they're kind of like pragmatic coaches and defense-minded coaches, but maybe they have better players or better attacking players that are given more freedom. That's why they look better. But to me, I think if you're thinking defense, winning tournaments, Southgate has kind of crafted the perfect balance of like that mindset of defense first and attack later. And I think that kind of deserves some credit because like they've gone kind of far, kind of deep in tournaments because of this.
There are a few England fans in my social media following list. They actually one of them asked a very good question. What England football? This is
I mean,
England football.
you mean style of play?
Yeah, what style of play? This is England football.
It has been lah. Like what Myra said with Sven, with Fabio Capello. 3 semi-finals in 4 major tournaments, I think. So that's quite an impressive CV. But that's the thing. I think, okay, Southgate against a top 10 ranking team, he only won 4 out of 24 games. Okay, you can see the run towards semi-final. You see this tournament, they go up against no disrespect to the other teams, but not Germany, not Spain.
Yeah.
Even the last World Cup, I think the run through to semi-final, it wasn't. There was Sweden, and then they beat some. Even in the Euros, they beat a poor Germany team as well. So I think, I understand. I sympathize with him in terms of the result.
Yeah.
But one England fan made a good comment saying that with this squad, with these players, because I think these players are carrying Southgate in all these major tournaments.
Okay.
So basically they should at least won at least one major title. So at least the last, if not the last Euro 2000
Against Italy.
2020.
Wembley home. He should have.
Yeah,
He should have believed it because
yeah.
pragmatism again.
Again, yeah.
Even
He was late making substitution and yeah.
He could have just finished off. The game.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
So moving on.
We can finally move on to England.
I believe one of the panelists here is a diehard France fan. So let's start with Spain first. Since
Okay. Spain Myra lah. Atleti fan.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, you love both, okay.
So France versus Spain. Spain. they produced 10 goals on open play against France. 0 goals in open play. But the answer is this the new Spain from pass to direct football, Nico Williams? And do you see this Spain conquering few tournaments coming up next, including World Cup?
Oh, 100%. I mean, they're still so young. They have such a young core now with like Nico Williams, Lamine Yamal, even like players in midfield. I think Fabian Ruiz, Mikel Merino, they're all in their early 20s. So I think this is kind of like a good foundation for Spain right now. And like, it's so interesting and different to see Spain playing like this, right? Because like from the tiki-taka generation, the players were perfect for that. You have your Xavi, your Iniesta, and it suited that kind of football because they also played that football for club level, right? I think the transition between like that and then Luis Enrique, the 1,000 passes until in front of goal.
Yeah.
I think Luis de la Fuente brought like this directness that is only allowed because you have players like Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal. Because if they weren't playing, they cannot play like this. Because you have to have like these two direct, really wingers who are really fast.
Who just sprint through,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Spain, I think, I agree with Mira. I think they are more. They still have the passing range. You can watch the last game. They are passing.
They start the first 1 minute. I think they started.
They
Sexy passes.
sexy passes, but better than the Germany team. I think, but they still have the. I think they changed the style in terms of the directness of play, and then they have all Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal where they played wider. Where before with Enrique, I think the wingers are more inside. They're more narrow. They're more inside. So when you have player like Nico Williams and Lamine Yamal that can run, they can go out and they can come inside. So that gives some flexibility, I think, towards the Spain formation. So I think, and because of them as well, they can play more direct. So I think that gives advantage to Spain as well.
We have been pouring praises for Spain from just now.
Yeah.
But were their defense properly tested?
I think so. I mean,
Against Germany, I think. Yeah.
Against Germany, that was but okay, that was in an extreme. The game is in a different pressure.
Yeah.
And intensity was high. But is their defense really good? Do you think so?
I think they will have some trouble going into this game because Lenormand is suspended, and so that brings you
Carvajal was suspended. Yeah.
The world's best.
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah.
So like, now you have like Nacho Fernandez and also like Jesus Navas who's like
Against Mbappe. Yeah.
Mbappe. So like that defensive structure works so well because like Lenormand and Carvajal they're not like the fastest, but also they're very smart in like their defensive positioning and awareness. But I think now that the balance has shifted a bit, especially at Carvajal has been such an important player in this tournament actually for Spain.
Yeah.
I think losing that against like Mbappe on the is going to be some
Well, at least this team, since you said Navas and one more player just so I mentioned, but at least the team doesn't look like Croatia, full of aging players. Do you still have the young ones to help the team? The combination of both players. You think defense okay to Spain?
I think physically they will suffer a little bit. You can watch. You can look back at the Germany game. Because you look at how Toni Kroos was really hard on the Germany on the Spanish players. So I think not much, but I think they could be exposed physically lah. And again, high ball into the box. If they put in more crosses, I think probably they could struggle in that particular terms. Yeah.
France, are they the New England? I have yet to see the Qatar France versus Argentina the final. Yeah, maybe that France was like nothing to lose, so they started attacking, and something happened 3-3, and then penalties. We saw what happened.
Yeah.
This France, what is going on? You have a full Champions League winning players in the midfield, and then you have Mbappe there.
But Mbappe wasn't 100% fit. I think he has a back problem. But again, it's half cooked. Mbappe is still better. It's still better than some other players. But I think with France, I think I'm not too sure what's happening with them. Myra, what do you think?
I think it's a combination of like the front three is not working as good as it was. Now you have like Mbappe carrying like an injury from the cup season, and also kind of dealing with like his nose injury as well.
Yeah,
He has to wear the mask.
Can see he's very nervous when it comes to challenges.
He I think he kind of like backed off from an aerial challenge in one of the games, and that kind of shows that he is still not at like his 100% capacity. So we're playing with like a kind of reduced capacity Mbappe. Dembele, who is kind of like on his good day he's great, on his bad day he's the worst winger.
Oh yeah, he can be
Dembele
the best and the worst player in the same game. Can you imagine that?
But like, I think with the difference between this France and the performances they put in the last World Cup, I think the difference was Antoine Griezmann, because I don't think he is as sharp as before.
Correct.
He didn't come off like a great second half of the season at Atletico Madrid. He was also like kind of recovering from certain injuries. And weirdly, Deschamps has kind of like experimented a lot with his formation.
Yes,
You know?
I realized that.
Yeah, he's been playing on the right, he's been playing in the middle.
Okay, so like I don't think. I also have a secret theory that because Deschamps kind of overlooked Griezmann for the captaincy and gave it to Mbappe, he's kind of like upset. And there's always some sort of drama in the French national team anyway.
It could be. You never know, because these players are human as well, because some of them are senior players. So if Mbappe, somehow he's bigger than probably bigger than Deschamps, So, but again, I think with Griezmann, I think I agree with Myra. I think Griezmann has struggled a lot. I think in terms of his position, he's not as sharp anymore. His creativity, I haven't seen his creativity at all. I think in this tournament, he's not been running a lot as well. So. Yeah.
What do you guys think about? I think Mbappe said in one of the press conferences like he doesn't do the runs
because there's no Pogba anymore. Yeah, I think so, because the midfield, Tchouaméni and Camavinga is not and Kante is not Pogba type of midfielders. Pogba is always look up and find a player very early, but that's not how Kante plays. Kante likes to bring the ball forward, like progress the ball, the same as Camavinga as well. Yeah, for Rabiot. Maybe not Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni more defensive, but yeah. No.
I always felt since the World Cup and then the qualifiers and everything, just before the Euro, Deschamps has always been testing the squad, experimenting the squad. And I feel he was not ready for Euro. He is still experimenting the squad. Even in the lineup for every game, you can see that there are changes with players and everything.
Yeah.
But having said that, not only Deschamps, but since we are talking about France, those who have made it until now, until last stop, all of them seems to be very prepared for penalties. The substitution he made versus quarterfinal.
Against quarterfinal? Okay, against Portugal, yeah, okay.
What was that? Yeah, he brought on 3 players. And I think the senior players were Dembele and
Theo Hernandez, yeah.
And all of them converted the penalty well.
Yeah.
And it has come to a realization where managers are no more scared of penalties anymore. They are ready. It's like part of their KPI now. What do you think about that?
I was actually so surprised because I think we talked about this a little bit before. Because France notoriously don't practice penalties under Deschamps. It's kind of like, if you want to take it, you take it and be bold and try to convert. But that was very interesting because you're kind of facing Diogo Costa. Just see.
Like what, 2-3 penalties,
Slovenia. And all of them converted. And I was so surprised because he put in like Yusuf Fofana, who doesn't really play. He also put Bradley
Barcola.
Who had a great season at PSG, but also like you're kind of throwing him to the wolves here.
Yeah.
But again, like it shows.
When I watched it during extra time, I really never thought of penalties. I still thinking, this is, last try, But then I realized, no, they brought them on for penalties. That's it. But, I mean, do you think, can he pass Spain and make his way to final? Deschamps.
Spain has been playing the best football in Euros. But I think because of pragmatism, the way how Deschamps set up his team,
qualities.
Yeah, qualities. I think they really have a chance to go into the final. But I would love for Spain to go into the final. I mean, in terms of in terms of the football produce, right?
Yeah.
Of course, as a fan, as a neutral fan, you would want the best team, the best entertaining
Quality
team to play in the final. So, but I'm not surprised. It could be like France versus England in the final. You know?
Yeah.
It could be. It could be.
I have a theory. If it's France versus England, as a South England sympathizer, I believe England can make it if it's France. But if it's against Spain,
England would struggle
I don't think
because of how they set up and
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Because Spain is playing quite a direct football.
Yeah.
They just don't care. They are just playing the football that we used to watch few years ago.
Yeah.
Total football, that's it. With quality players.
France defensively, I think they have the best, the best right now in the tournament.
Which is a penalty.
Yep. Yeah.
Correct. And Saliba is having a great tournament. Yeah, Kante as well. Kante as well. So imagine Kante just came back from the Arab League, which is less intense. No disrespect to the Saudi League. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Yeah, but yeah, France have the best defensive record.
So versus England, if France versus England, pragmatism versus
That would
quality play.
yeah.
So we talked about penalties earlier, and you spoke about Portugal versus France. So Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, I thought you want to talk about Yao Felix.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yao Felix missed the penalty, right? Yeah.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah.
This is actually a special request for one of our audience, and they requested for a Ronaldo topic as well. Two football observers came to the show before this, and they had their say, and both of them, one is not a fan, but he believed that he will get the goals. But the other one said it's about time to be a bench player, be a Mandzukic for Croatia those days. What do you think? Pundits, they're whacking Ronaldo in the social media and on the articles, media.
Yeah. It's no surprise because the last tournament in Qatar, he wasn't playing well as well. So to me, it's no surprise. I mean, yeah, he's been scoring what? He scored 64 goals in 69 games for Al Nassr since he joined. But that is, in the Arab League. So for me, his overall game has changed. He's not mobile anymore. He's not mobile anymore. He couldn't really track back. I mean, he wasn't. He refuses to track back or whatever lah kan. But he's there to score. So if you don't give him the ball for him to score, then there would be a big problem, which is you want him to run, you want him to dribble. He doesn't do that anymore. So in this Portugal team, I understand. Like for me, I don't mind starting Ronaldo. The problem I have is if he doesn't perform well, why don't you take him out and replace him with? You have Diego Jota.
Yep.
You have Gonçalo Ramos as well. As well. So these players are not Harry Kane or Lewandowski but they are still good players.
Yeah.
So for me, I think it's a bit of a waste for the Portuguese team.
Exactly. That was my point also. That imagine your country for the past 20 years, there's only one striker playing in that role. What has happened to the other talent? They are there. They are there actually, but they were never given a chance. And against before France, I think it was Portugal versus Slovakia. I'm not sure, but in the quarterfinal, all the free kicks Ronaldo took.
Crazy. I think
all the free kicks.
Being a Manchester United fan, bro, for the last, I think 2 years ago when he went to Manchester United, he took all the free kicks and one didn't go in. So I was frustrated, bro, because Bruno Fernandes was there.
Yeah.
So some of the players were there as well. So
sometimes in a certain position, left backs, right backs, they are good with yes, they are good with free kicks as well.
But who are you to tell Ronaldo don't take free kick? No one is that. Yeah. Not even Roberto Martinez.
And this is the exact quote mentioned by a previous football observer here. He said, who is going to tell Ronaldo that?
Yeah.
And Martinez was just there to please him from A to Z.
Oh, 100%. Because like we saw in the last tournament, I think Santos was brave enough
To drop him,
to the bench and like.
Yeah, we saw what happened.
And like once there was this one game where he was benched, Gonzalo Ramos actually came on and scored a hat trick.
Yes.
Was it? Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And to think that again, everyone talks about how talented this Portugal squad is, but I kind of think like half of the blame is maybe on Ronaldo for still maybe trying to
Yeah.
fit himself into the team. But I think Roberto Martinez kind of needs to receive some criticism for how he's handling the whole thing.
And
He's not brave enough to drop him because he just can't. You know, you have allowed him to play. You cannot bench him at all. But also, why can't you coach like better movements with the players? Because there were some games in the group stages, Ronaldo was just camped in the box, right? And everyone was just passing sideways trying to find him. Like, where are the other movements? Where are the other players? Like, where are your box crashers?
are the players are too scared of not giving the ball to Ronaldo? That is one more question that we need to ask, whether Martinez give them some instruction, whether you find Ronaldo or you don't find
No,
Ronaldo.
no quality balls for him.
No.
Yeah.
But again, if I'm Roberto Martinez, if I drop Ronaldo as well, I would risk my dressing room to be unhappy as well, because it's not easy. Look what happened to Eric Ten Hag with Manchester United.
Yeah.
Yes, Morgan came in,
He's
blah blah.
survived.
Yeah. So it's difficult as well for. I mean, he has to make a big call. He did not, but also for him to drop Ronaldo, it will create, because some of the players look up into him to lead the team. But it's difficult.
Yeah, I think so. Because there was this one really funny moment as well. I think one of the bench players, Francisco Conceição, who's like a rising star in Portugal.
Oh, a young player, yeah.
Yeah, very good winger. I think he, sent an assist or like sent a pass to Ronaldo.
Ronaldo, yeah.
Ronaldo didn't get it. And he kind of like consoled Ronaldo in a sense like, okay, that's okay. Like, it was so weird. Like,
Yeah.
what is happening here?
Okay, you brought up a very important topic there. A lot of camera footage targeting on Ronaldo. Was this all about himself? And is he right to be like that? Because being at his age, his body is not helping him. And he's already at the end of... It's an end game for him anyway.
Yeah.
Is he right to be like that? Egoistic? Show something.
About him.
Yeah.
I think a very sour moment was when João Felix missed his penalty. And then I think the natural reaction for you is to kind of like console the player, because this is a young player who's gone through so much in his career, right? He walked away and then he consoled Pepe.
His best friend, yeah, probably, yeah.
Because it's Pepe's last
Yeah,
game
yeah.
as well. But I think as a leader, you kind of should do.
But Ronaldo has always been, I wouldn't say selfish, because if you want to be a top goal scorer, you need to be a little bit selfish, self-minded for you to be a top player. I mean, yeah, football is about your teammates and play with your teams, but I think to be at the top, you need to have that some kind of selfishness in you to actually score a goal and score so many goals.
Do you think this is it for Ronaldo? And you see him playing?
He wants to play for the World Cup in 26, I think.
Was it?
I thought
He said,
okay.
Euro, the last Euro, yes, Euro.
To be there for the next World Cup. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
more.
There's another cycle was racist. But he's a good athlete. I mean, we can't.
I mean, you can't deny the motivation, you can't deny the mentality.
But he managed.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. But also he himself needs to realize that he needs to slow down,
Yeah.
because it's not helping the kid force.
He is already slowing down.
Yeah.
He is already slowing
Yeah. So
I don't see him doing that because it's been like that
for so many years, yeah.
for 2 tournaments. And
Yeah.
club football.
Yeah.
I think there was this really good article that Alan Shearer wrote recently that at one point you kind of have to like give in to your body.
Yeah, you have to accept that, yeah.
But for a player who's enjoyed tremendous success in his career,
20 years.
it's hard to accept that.
But it's going to affect his Portuguese teammates. Directly playing at that position like Jota, Gonzalo Ramos, who wants to play, but basically doesn't want to disrespect Ronaldo as well. So it's hard. Yeah.
I know many have said this and situation or reality has proven them wrong. But I believe by next World Cup he will play. But I believe he'll be managed well after this. That means he could be on the bench or he could be taken off after the second half.
I don't know.
I
I don't know. I'm not too sure. Yeah. I wouldn't say I wouldn't think so, but I don't know whether it's going to happen or not. No. Yeah.
Okay, guys, before we conclude our discussion today, Euro, siapa kata menang?
Siapa menang?
Satu saja.
I mean, champion.
Yeah.
Wow. That is.
That's so difficult to say.
I predicted earlier in the tournament. I predicted either France or England.
Okay.
But I'm gonna stick my head out for England.
Oh my God.
I'll get all the criticism if England doesn't win.
That's the beauty of predicting England lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for a neutral football watcher, I think Spain.
Yeah, Spain, of course. Yeah.
Team to win just because how entertaining they're.
Yeah.
But I think on a level of football heritage and pedigree, I'm going for France.
Oh, I thought it was in Netherlands. Okay. Okay, so France.
Yeah.
France, England, right? Okay.
How about you?
Yeah, how about you? With an English shirt?
Anthony Taylor, bro. He will win the tournament. Okay, I believe if England can pass this last one,
Netherlands, yeah.
that's it. England it is. Modern footballing, you would want the team who plays good football to win it, Spain. But I believe this is England's tournament.
But the last tournament, Italy, they didn't play great as well.
Exactly.
So they won the tournament. So
Exactly. So I believe, after all the mistakes and the screw ups and everything, I think England always has this thing. The English clubs, they always win it ugly and so on. Maybe this is it.
maybe it's coming home this time.
It's coming.
I kind of believe you guys a little bit just because the players now have kind of matured from the last.
Yeah, thanks to their club managers.
Yeah. They're kind of like they're kind of at their peak, and you have Jude Bellingham who
Yeah.
can like be a game changer.
He's a very posh champion mentality kind of player. The bicycle kick says it all. He can bring a lot of positive mentality to the team. I believe so. Do you think?
What, Bellingham? As a yeah, I think he's one of the most important player for England. But at the same time, you have so many other players that can perform that underperform right now. Foden, I mean Saka, the last game he scored. But yeah, I mean even if because Southgate relies a lot on these individual players, so yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
Right. Okay, guys. Thank you, Amin, and
Thank you very much for having us.
yeah. I think I should be expecting you all for other Sports Matters show after this. Let the Euro updates to look. Okay, and audience, thanks for watching, and see you next time. Thanks.